talking? Shoot, let me get give him the mic. Is he gonna talk first?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna give him a mic so we can kind of hear him.
This one is just called recording.
Yeah. This one. You ready?
I'm gonna have them come lay out the shoes. You gotta man this, or you can still help me.
Still help. It's sick.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start again. We get a few volunteers. We got 2 right here to pull all the shoes. You don't need to raise your hand. You can get up and get it.
Huh? Yeah. I don't need. Hello. What are you doing?
All right, now can you get all the kids?
Camera. That's the only one I got. Yeah, that's the only one I got, man. My bad, big dog.
Take a knee. Yep, right there. Now Sydney, come over there closer. Everybody look up at the camera. Push me, sir.
Let's start this NSBE, the December NSBE chapter meeting at 2:24 p.m. on the is to increase the number of culturally black, responsible black engineers. The NSBE mission is the number of culturally responsible black engineers who excel academically. Okay, so we have 59 active members, and we will have roll call done by Mr. Aiken.
Ainsley Johnson. She's not here. Alyssa Dancer. Amira Zachary. Anissa Rosemont. Charles Williams. Courtney Williams. Declan Johnson. Emily Denton. Iman Dakari. Jackson Bush. Jordan Scott. Kylan Reed. Brandon Al. Quentin Batch.
Here.
Toby Sackey. Troy DeFord.
And then anybody else who's here whose name was not called?
Okay, so now we're
Go on and give her time to email it to us.
okay. So please notify us if you are not receiving these emails. Everybody's receiving them. So now we're on to new business. Missed practices. This is something very important. There's been a significant number of attending, so let's do a better job collectively of showing up to the meetings by and showing commitment. These teachers and coaches are volunteers, so let's be national convention registration. Everybody registers before the rates increase. I think they go up $100. And we got one more. Housing. So if you're planning on attending the National Convention, American Legion Auxiliary founded Girls State in an effort to educate our youth this citizenship. If there are any girls interested in attending the Girls State, please contact Ms. Devethia Thompson.
Get out to the newsletter with what the time looks like. Part-time today.
Is it, would the color of the shirt change?
It's completely different. You'll walk around and show you. She got young legs.
I'll take a picture and stick it. You have a root me, right?
Yeah, or just the email address.
I ain't checked my emails since like October. Travis Batts has practiced medicine for nearly 20 years. He is a board-certified with a focus on cardiovascular disease prevention, nutrition, fitness, and optimization, and primordial and primary cardiac screening. He holds a degree in biochemistry from the University of Kansas, where he was a former NCAA Division I athlete who lettered in track. He went on to matriculate at the University of North Carolina, UNC, and cardiac fellowship training in San Antonio, Texas, at Wilford Hall Ambulatory Medical Center. His clinical interests include, however, advanced cardiac imaging with 3D reconstructive modeling, cardiovascular of the tactical athlete, sports cardiology, multimodality imaging, care market integration, in a lot of words. Dr. Batts serves as a cardiovascular service line lead.
Too many words, right? Too many words. All right. I know I'm not going to hold it up. But we're going to have some fun today. What time does the meeting? I don't want to be that crazy uncle to get the first time to talk to everybody, and then I hold it up to. What time is the meeting over? You got red light? Okay, just wave your hands. Just wave your hands. How's everybody doing today, first off? Y'all don't, I know we can't yell, but you can get a little turned up, right? So we're going to talk, what he asked me to talk about was understanding the intersection of biomedical engineering and that's what he asked. Y'all want to hear about that? Y'all, wow. Well, I actually was going to talk about, so this is that. This is how a cardiologist thinks, right? We think in algorithms, right? Because when someone's heart's on the line, you got to be able to make a decision one way or the other. So we make a lot of what we call binary decisions, right? So in that, it's about making sure that you, number one, first know what's going on, and then know what two things you can do to fix it. But what I want to talk about, right, and this is why I had to put this in here. These are not the views of any organization that I'm affiliated with. But what I want to talk about is watching TV, playing video games, and talking to people. Actually what I do as a cardiologist, right? And so I'm going to teach you what a cardiologist is, right? I'm going to tell you what I do, right? Then I'm going to describe my day-to-day things, and then you're going to learn a little bit of cardiac, a little bit of heart anatomy, right? We say cardiology, I'm a heart doctor at the end of the day. And then we're going to talk about why cardiac health is important. North Carolina, Chapel Hill, proud graduate, right? But probably one of my most important, and I'm going to move these out of the way before I kick them. But one of the most important things is that I was deemed the most likely to quit medicine and play a professional sport. And I went to the University of North Carolina, ran track, I would run into people, run into lockers, but literally I would just ball and really help to understand how my body worked. Well, what that did is that helped me to move from being an athlete at Kansas to about how heart health we think is an old people's disease. But as we've seen from LeBron James, Damar Hamlin, see somebody pointing, you know, I'm feeling you. We're gonna learn, right, that it is not an old people's disease. And so cardio just means heart. Study your heart. Man, y'all already there. Y'all already there. All right, so one thing is that we got to know the parts of the heart. So this, now let me see if my volume is turned up. If it's not, blame me. Blame me. I should have turned. That's too low. Y'all ain't going to be able to hear that. All right, so I'm going to end the show briefly and turn up my volume. Oh, y'all got it? I don't. Yeah. All right. Oh, this is where y'all get me warmed up. All right, here we go.
The heart has four chambers, the right and left atria, and the right and left ventricles. The atria are the upper chambers, and they receive blood that is being returned to the heart. The right atrium receives blood low in oxygen because it receives blood that is just circulating throughout the body, releasing oxygen and delivering nutrients to tissues. The left atrium fills with newly oxygenated blood returning from the lungs. When the atria pump, they push the blood through one-way flaps called valves into the right and left ventricles. When the ventricles contract, the right ventricle pumps blood to the lungs, and the left ventricle pumps blood through the aorta to the rest of the body. The left ventricle also supplies blood to the heart muscle itself through the coronary arteries. The heart is controlled by its own electrical system. Each beat of the heart starts with an electrical signal from the sinoatrial or causes the atria to contract and push blood into the ventricles. This electrical through a series of nodes and fibers into the cells of the ventricle walls, causing the ventricle.
All right, a lot of words, right? But that's it, right? So how many chambers does the heart have? Wow, y'all quick. How many valves separate the chambers? 4, right? Because you got to, so, but that's good though, right? You know, how many sides does the heart have? 2, right? A right and a left, right? And the reason why I showed you that is you all have just figured out everything that possibly could go wrong with the heart. Y'all laughing, right? Y'all laughing. Watch this. Do you ever have to think about making your heart beat? You don't. That's that electrical system. So you don't think because the heart has its own built-in electrical system. So sometimes when people's heart doesn't beat, the electrical system, right? And so there's specific cardiologists that fix the electrical system. Well, let's say someone's exercising, but one of those valves doesn't open and close right. So what's the problem? Valve, pretty simple. We go in and fix the valve. But the heart needs blood too, right? It comes from arteries that supply it. So when people have a heart attack, what do you think is wrong with the arteries that actually supply the heart? They don't have enough blood. That is it. It's either an electrical problem, a structural problem, or a heart artery problem, right? Now we don't like people to know that cardiology is that simple and easy because then we wouldn't be able to bill as much. But that's a whole nother story, right? That's a whole nother story. But that's the beauty of cardiology. It is that simple. So why is cardiology important? Well, we know that heart disease is the not number 2, not number 3, it is the number 1 killer. And if you add up cardiovascular disease, you can multiply, but that's cancer. But then when you look at stroke, which is a heart disease, essentially, it outpaces everything. Now, unfortunately, when you look worldwide, heart disease and stroke outpace every other cause of disease, right? Every other cause of disease. Now, we know that education is a key. That's why part of what I like to do is to let people know that heart disease isn't. So you want to be a cardiologist. Pretty easy, right? So you go to college, you go to medical school, you go to residency, then you go to cardiology fellowship. Sounds like a long time, but from here to here, you're actually working, right? So college, 4 years, medical school, 4 years, and then 6 years, right? But you're working, so you don't really notice it. Then if you want to sub-specialize, like I'm a preventive sports cardiologist, meaning I get to work with athletes. I get to teach people how to eat well. I get to do different things like that. Well, it's a little bit more time, but you're loving what you're doing, so you don't notice it. So what do I mean by watching TV, playing video games, and talking to people? Well, the other thing that I get to do, now this won't show up, this is actually where you start to see that intersection, right? We talked about that between biomedical engineering and the science. So this won't play, but I was part of a team that did 3D reconstructions of the heart. What we would do is we would take a picture of your heart and have a block of data, and then we would virtually spin it around, unpeel it, look at everything in the heart, and the people that actually put the programs together for us to do that were engineers. Young man said it's an electrical problem. Well, you know how they fix electrical problems? They put a device inside your body that beats for your heart. You know who built that device? An engineer, right? So there's some people who need a valve, but they don't want to have open heart surgery. Well, now we can put a valve, a whole valve this big in the size of a hole through here. You know who made the device that delivers that to the heart? So that difference between medical and engineering, we go hand in hand, right? And so that won't play, so we'll keep going. So, you know, what I did, I asked for opportunities to talk to people about heart health and those type things, and I got it. So now this is me as a cardiologist, and I got to make sure I didn't add, this is me in Afghanistan. So I'm in the military, and when you go somewhere and you're the cardiologist, anything goes wrong, get cardiology. Well, it's a leg. No, we need cardiology. Why? But they want our brain, right? Because they know we think in algorithms. I'm going to speed past this one. Sorry. I didn't know that was in there. That was a case of, if the parents say afterwards, but it was a case where a young man had basically a piece of metal in his heart. And it had gone through, how many chambers does the heart have? 4. It went through one chamber and got stuck in the other one. So they couldn't understand why his blood pressure was dropping and all these things. And so I used an echo probe. I don't think we'll have time to do it today, just in lieu of time, but I was going to show you literally in this bag, I could show you your heart, the valves, how well it beats and those type things. So that means y'all got to have me back. Because I don't want y'all to say he stayed too long. But literally in this bag. The other thing is you can connect it to an iPad. Y'all want to see? Maybe we'll do that. I want to do this, but maybe the other thing I can do is connect it, you ready for this? To my cell phone. So when I'm walking around doing screenings, whether on athletes or anybody, I plug it in and I just get some gel. Literally can look at your heart on my cell phone, save the images, upload it, and do different things. But on that case, and we won't get into it too much, and that image was that area that was opening up. And so I did a procedure where we could identify it, do 3D, and allow the surgeons to get there and save his life. Now, how do you blend cardiology and what I do, which is so cool, with engineering? Well, the Association of Black Cardiologists, I got to give a shout out to them. Now, in full disclosure, I am part of their youth engagement. I'm one of the directors, and I'm also the co-director of a program called PULSE, or Pre-College Undergraduate Life Science Enrichment. And it's literally where we take juniors and seniors in high school, freshmen and sophomore in college, and bring them, I say bring them, they travel to Atlanta, and we're trying to get sponsorship to bring you all to Atlanta, where you guys get to meet the people that build the devices. And from that, it builds relationships, gets you all's internships. And last year, again, this is that Pulse retreat where we had kids of all, but again, it is focused on us. But since I'm the guy, one of the top things we talked about were athletes and sports cardiology, right? But it was a great event. We really got to learn a lot, and I'll make sure to ping nsbe in. So how does it, and I wish we could yell, that's the type person I am, but I know we can't. But that is cardiology. That is it. But I'd be a bad cardiologist if I didn't talk about heart health and heart risk, right? So how do you make heart health personal? How do you make heart health for you? Well, for me, heart health is personal because, like I said, I don't look like it, but I was a 10-4 sprinter. I ain't gonna mess with him. I ain't gonna mess, I mean, none of these fast guys. I played football, you know, and really an athlete. But I'm also the father of an athlete. My daughter played Division I volleyball at Texas Southern. And then I also get to work with athletes. This is a huge human. He used to play for the Cardinals, but I used to do speed development training. Now my schedule doesn't allow, but I do nutritional counseling with NFL, various guys. Just yesterday, I was at an event with the San Antonio Austin NFL Players Association, talking to players about heart health and how important it is to have what we call life after the locker room. And so as we did that, we started to think and understand, going back to the fundamentals of how you become a great athlete, and that's exercise, working the heart, working that muscle. But at the same time, we understand that heart disease we thought was going down. But unfortunately, as we look at the behaviors that we have, no blame, but whether it's our diet, our inactivity, or how our weight is increased, this isn't only for old people, which I'm not old, right? We know that ischemic heart disease is an issue, but how many people think it's mostly grown folks? How many people think? You think you're at risk for heart disease? You can be honest. Man, you must have looked at my slide. Because we know that heart disease, major cardiovascular disease, is the number 5 killer of teenagers. I'm glad that got an ooh and an ah. And when we look at it, athletes, particularly African-American males, with basketball being the highest percentage, and don't think people are dropping by leaps and bounds, but it is the stress of the sport compounded on some things that occur. Now, I don't want to scare anybody from sports because I love it, right? I would do it all day long. But this is a basketball player, died at 20 on a basketball court. A soccer player collapsing. This next story is a bit troubling. This is a 13-year-old girl, dies during tug-of-war on field day. Now, this shouldn't be a reason to not be active and to not do the things, but this should be a reason to empower us to understand. The Damar Hamlin story really brought home what it means to understand that we are only as vulnerable as that one moment, right? Now, I don't want to bring this down, but I want to tell you the story of a young man named Zayden Ward. He's still alive, Zayden Ward. And this was an event we had. We had some friends come visit. This is a signed jersey from Tyler Lockett, who's playing, I think, today, unless his team's on bye. And I'll let you listen to his story so it can make you understand why it's important that all of us, whether on the engineering side, the science side, the design side, understand how important heart health is.
It was like last minute game, I had to go back in and a running back. And so me going in that running back, of course I spent the last like 7 minutes of the game. And so after that, we went into our group huddle. And as we go into our group huddle, my coach was talking to me in the group huddle like about the game. I started losing my vision, and I out of nowhere I couldn't hear him no more. And so we had to get on our knees. And when we got on our knees, all of a sudden the coach like I couldn't breathe, but I don't think he was like actually hearing me because like he was excited about the game and stuff. And so as soon as I had took my knee, I had leaned back and like I just blacked out. When I woke up, I was in the hospital.
Time to embrace change and be about that life.
Have patience, and just whatever you want to do, believe in it. And yeah, that's it.
So having patience and believing in what you want to do. Don't give up on it, no matter how hard life is. people would have given up. Can't play football anymore. Can't do this anymore. A lot of cases. A lot of people would have given up. And you did. All right, what is it?
All right, so that's on my podcast. You all are the first people to see that. We haven't formally launched that episode yet, but that episode will be the last in a series that we have called Life After the Locker Room. So Zayden Ward, if you all don't know, was a high school football player who on August 31st of last year scored the winning touchdown and collapsed it. Dies on the football field. Has to be resuscitated 2 times on the way to the hospital and then had 3 more episodes in the hospital. Found out that he had what's called a congenital abnormality of a heart artery, so a structural problem he was born with. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything bad. He didn't take any drugs, anything like that. We had to have open heart surgery to reimplant that artery. Well, after he had open heart surgery, they realized that his muscles were so damaged that he started to have abnormal heart rhythm, so he had to get a defibrillator. So now you took a young man, 14 years old, one of the stars on his team, and told him that you can't play football anymore, that you can't do anything anymore. But what he does, or what he shows us, is that when we take a spirit of optimism and hope, whatever your belief system is, and puts that in place and says, I'm gonna make a change, and that's what he's doing now. So for me, it's an honor to basically get up here and talk to you all about you all being advocates. Because why do you think Zayden survived? I didn't tell you why or how he survived. I told you what he had done, but something had to happen from the football field to the hospital. How? Not the parents, the kids. How do y'all think what happened? What do you think someone did or some people did to help him survive? What you got, babe? Excellent, because he had an electrical problem. So he had an AED. I have one. I don't know if we have. I actually have, not a real one, but I have a prop AED back there where you go through the steps, right? So they performed CPR. So before they did that, and it's how can you be healthy? So one thing to remember, this is an easy number, 95210. So you need 9 hours of sleep, 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables, and at least 2 hours of outside play every day, right? Things you need to get rid of, too easy. 1 hour screen time, and try to reduce that as best you can. No sugary drinks or candy. Now, I know it's Christmas time. I'm not trying to be a tyrant. But when it comes down to making sure you're the healthiest to perform, to do what you need to do, you got to treat your body right. Now, secondly, what do you do when an issue happens? Well, she said, I'm going to get the AED. But there are 3 steps in the emergency response process. Who can tell me 1 or 2? Well, the other 2 of those steps, because that's one of the steps. What you got? Great. Ask, are you okay? What else? Call 911. Y'all knocking in. Okay, I feel safe. Get an AED. All right, what else? There's one more step in that process. Y'all got to do something. Check his heart. So let's just say you check the pulse, CPR. You got it. So this program that I set up that we do at community centers, churches everywhere, is called ECA, or Everyone Can Assist. It's basically activating emergency response. Hey, go get help. Go get help. Call 911. Initiating CPR. Now, some of y'all say, I don't want to put my mouth. Don't put your mouth. Just push on his chest, right? Push on their chest, and we know that that gets the heart beating, and then making sure someone grabs the AED. So whether it's understanding heart health, right, or understanding how to start that emergency response, it's imperative on all of us that we become advocates. Now, we got about 5 more minutes, right? 5 more minutes. So I'm going to give you the option. Because what we were going to do, what we're going to have, it's a lot of y'all, we were going to have folks understand how to give CPR, push on the chest, and go through a little process of where you're tapping and seeing if the person's awake, asking for someone to call 911, initiating CPR, and then saying grab the AED, running back, tagging your partner. Closed space, I did it at elementary school, they were jumping over desks. I don't know if the library would be very happy with that. Alternatively, so after he survived, one of the first tests that they did was a heart echocardiogram or ultrasound. So I do have, and I have to make sure that it's going to do what we need it to do. It does need connectivity, the ultrasound. So you all let me know. I'm open, I'm flexible, but what we'll do now, we'll have a couple minutes for questions. I know we're done at 3. I want to make sure I am a good steward of your time, but I have enjoyed letting you all know. Oh, my bad, 4. Oh, so we got some time then. Okay, I didn't know. You know me. I thought this was like Sunday. I thought this was like the early service on Sunday. You know, you got to end right on time. Got in trouble. So let's do this then. Let's go through, I'll open up the questions. Then we'll go through what I like to call the Heart Saver Relay. We can split up into 2 teams. We might be better outside, but if y'all are quiet, we could probably do it in here. And then we'll look at a heart. Because after you save the life, you actually do have to visualize the heart. But what I'll do now is open it up for any questions that y'all may have. Questions? Yes. Yeah, you can take it, and I'll send it to you too. I'll send it to you too. I have. I would have shown you also, if it's an older group, I'll show you some of the cases that I've gone in. Now, I do the imaging, and then sometimes I'll come around and assist, but for the most part, I'll tell them where it is, what it is, and the surgeons go in and do their magic. But yeah, that was, I meant to take that piece out. Well, my backstory, it's a great question. My backstory to cardiology was I used to want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. So I had, and cardiothoracic surgery is cool. It's a great time, but it's long. Some of the cases are long. And for me, exploring and getting to where the problem was great. It was what they call closing, where you got to put this layer together, put that layer. Like, it would take so long for me that I would get impatient. Not that I would, but I was in medical school, and we had just finished like a 7-hour case. I felt good. The case had good outcomes, but I'm drenched in sweat. And I see someone walk past me that had some loafers, a vest, and he's walking out his hair. He's like, "Hey, Travis, how you doing?" It was one of my professors. I'm like, "How you doing, sir?" And he's like, "Wow, you look beat, man. How you doing?" And I'm like, I'm fine. We just had a 7-hour case. He's like, "Oh, wow, that sounds intense." Well, I just did the same thing you did on 7 patients, had lunch with my wife, and now I think I'm heading home. What did you? And so he was what's called an interventional cardiologist. So remember I told you how now we can replace heart valves in about a space that big? Well, actually it's a little bit bigger, but about that big. He does those type things. Sometimes people that have holes in their heart, we make a hole, again, that big. They try to do what's called minimally invasive surgery. And so you can get back to whatever you're doing quickly. Young man brought up, "Hey, look, there's an electrical problem with the heart." Now they can go in, leg, shock the area, fix it, clean it up. I mean, anybody remember when Manu Ginobili had to get a heart procedure done and he was back playing? It happened on a Wednesday. He was back playing by Saturday. Yeah. Oh, great question. So fruit has, you got to bring me back for a nutrition discussion. So fruit has what's called antioxidants. So does vegetables. Or your food to work for you. You don't want to have to work for your food. So that you can have non-processed and processed. Processed food, and I'm going to name one, and if y'all eating it, it's okay. Like Takis, right? Okay, I knew I'd get some of y'all on the Takis, right? The problem with Takis is if you look at how many calories are in it versus how many nutrients are in it, there's more calories than nutrients, and it's so processed that your body has to break it down to protect you. Whereas on the flip side, if you think about, okay, let's say Takis are the equivalent, I don't even know what they're equivalent to because I don't know what's in them, but let's say they're equivalent to a potato, right? A potato gives you what we call complex carbohydrates. It gives you energy. The skin has, vitamins, just tons of different vitamins, but because it has a higher nutrient content than calorie content, it basically calories. So that's why the fruit, because fruit typically will have a lower calorie content, but a high nutrient content. And that's the benefit of when you look at food and get those foods that actually heal your body in that sense. Yes, dear. She wants to watch the video. It's literally heart surgery. I don't know. I don't want no trouble with. I'll tell you, we'll have a closed session one of these days, and I'll show you a few of the cases. But that actually was a cool case where we did it. But I didn't mean to tease you. I thought I had taken it out, but yeah, cardiology is pretty cool. Yes.
So what advice would you give young people to recognize maybe if they're having symptoms of something wrong with their heart? Like, what would it feel like?
Great question. So the question was, you're outside training, you're jogging, you're walking around, and something doesn't feel right. So again, and this is tough in the context of football in Texas and track, where we teach you to run and perform until literally if this is the brink of death, you get this close and say, okay, I need to stop, right? But ultimately, if you feel something different, you have to say something different. You can't, "Coach, you all right?" "I'm good, coach." I'm good. My heart, yeah, I normally feel this way. No, you got to make sure that you're good, right? And so that's one thing that on the track team that I'm with, and I know the other coaches, if I see a kid halfway look like they dizzy, halfway, hey, shut them down, right? Get that sorted out, get that figured out, because at the end of the day, we could run another race, but we can't get another you, right? Same thing, and it's one of those things where if you know that things aren't feeling good and you go to perform, that's the worst thing that you can do, right? Making sure you recover effectively is part of that, what we call a performance triad. So when I work with college athletes, professional athletes, young athletes, it's all about understanding that performance triad, which one part of that performance triad is nutrition. What fuel do you put in your body? The next part is how well you train, because if you don't put good nutrition, but you training out, your body's going to break down fast. And probably the single most important part of that performance triad is going to be recovery, right? Do you give your body adequate time to recover? That's why I got this ring. Not that y'all have to get this ring, and they didn't sponsor the ring. This ring didn't, but this is the Aura ring, and it tells me, based on a ton of other factors, have my body recovered? Should this be a heavy training day? Should I do these things? And if it tells me, hey, look, this is a day you need to ease back because you hadn't slept well the last couple of days, I typically listen to the ring, right? I typically try to. But you have to use those other triggers, right? Are you feeling sluggish? Do you not feel well? Are you dizzy? Those type things that help drive your decisions about how you want to approach it. Any other questions? Good. Well, y'all have been great. What we'll do, since we got a little bit of wiggle room, we will go ahead and hopefully, now, I'll tell you like I told the elementary students, we have to walk briskly, try not to yell. I get excited, I'll try not to yell. And what we'll do is we'll have 2 lines starting in the back. Don't knock down the cameras if you can. And I'll create, just like in real life, I'll create some obstacles for you, right? So you got to do the obstacle, get up here. The first thing that I want you to do is tap the patient, right? So why am I tapping the patient? What am I doing? Just yell it out. Just see if they're awake, right? Because I don't want you doing CPR if I'm asleep. What you done did? I was asleep, but don't do it if I'm asleep, right? But if they don't wake up and they don't respond, what's the next thing that you do? Right, you want somebody else to be helping you out. Call 911, right? And we can't yell it in the library, but just say, act like you're yelling, call 911, right? So they know. Then after that, what you do is you've activated emergency response. Then the next step is CPR. So you're going to place your hands here. I'll hold it up like here, right here. You're going to place your other hand on top of this, right? So it'll look something like this, right? And you're going to push on their chest. Now, I only want you to push 4 times because, let me see if I can do it on my lap. Because it'll trigger up here when you push correctly. It should give you a green, oh, there we go. So it's giving me a red light because my CPR was trash. That's what it's saying. It's saying your CPR was trash. So ideally, if you get in good position, right? Oh, y'all missed it. I had green, trust me. But you're gonna give it four good pushes right in the middle. And a lot of people use Staying Alive, and a lot of people use those. Yeah, I don't listen to Staying Alive. They don't listen to Stay Alive. So, songs that I like are, you can go with Crazy in Love with Beyonce. You can go with Superstitious by Stevie Wonder. You can go with, y'all don't believe me? Watch this. If you got Superstitious queued up, you got Superstitious. Y'all they don't believe. You got to play Staying Alive. You got to, no you don't. Watch me. Cue up Superstitious for me. And play it. I'm going to show you because it'll give it to, because all you need is a song with either 100 or 120 beats a minute. Are you okay? Are you okay? Go call 911. Call 911. Grab your AED. That's right there. And that same beat right there. And that'll give you what you need. So whatever song you need to get going, right? If your parents let you listen to Lil Uzi Vert, whatever you need to get that process going. See, she already, I see you right there. That's how you get hard. But that's what we're going to do. So while I'm setting up the obstacles, we good. We just got to hold it. I don't want us to get thrown out. But what we'll do, create 2 lines in the back, and we'll walk briskly down. I'll set the obstacles up here, and everybody will get a chance to do it. Everybody good? All right, here we go. Let me get these obstacles ready.
Joey must go for it. I'm watching the camera.
Easy work.
You guys be very careful.
Move them chairs, big dog. Hands. All right, so just like in life, they're going to be a cardiologist, but you got to overcome those obstacles, all right? So the 4. So you're going to do 4. This is only 10 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You're going to do that. Once you do that, what I want you to do is give me a hop, hop, hop. Here. Are you okay? Are you okay? Call 911, grab your ED, and give me 4, 2, 3. Just come back this way. Then the next person goes. All right? Everybody got it? Y'all good? All right, here we go.
Stop.
All right. Can you see? Yes, sir. All right, here we go. You ready? Who's the first 2 up? Go. Come on, come on, come on. Walk nicely. 1, 4. All right, put it down. Drop it. Come on. You got it. Oh, you didn't see if he was okay. You didn't. Come this way. Did you need some help? Good. Push on his chest. Put on his chest. 2, 3, 4. Good job. All right, head back, head back, head back. You got the green. Come on, come on. You good. She made sure he. Good. Big hop. Boom. Good job. All right. He's okay. You better get going. Go ahead. Come on, come on. I know. Come on. 4. Good job. Boom. Boom. Big hop. Boom. Good job. Good work. It's going to be the race here. Go, go, go. Come on, come on. There you go. Move it. I like that movement. I like that movement. Keep working. Keep working. Boom, boom. Big hop. Good job. Drop. Let's go. Good. 1, 2, 4. Good job. You got to hurry, 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 hurry. Come on, champ. Come on, come on, come on. Let's work. Let's work. 2. Good. 3, 4. Good. Big hops, big hops, big hops. Boom, boom. Half stop. Good job. Did you call 911? Did you tell somebody? Come on, come on. Get back, get back, get back. Let's work, let's work, let's work. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yep. Come on, come on, come on. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's work, let's work. Good job. You got your green, you got your green. I'm loving it, I'm loving it. Let's go, come on. Come on, come on, come on. 2, 3. Oh, she. Boom, big hop. Good work, good work. Come on, come on. 2, 3, 4. Good job, baby. Go. Who's up next? Who's up next? Come on, come on. Has everybody gone twice? Everybody gone? Oh, everybody gone once. Everybody gone once is what I meant. Y'all about to go? Okay. Hold on, it's the battle. Keep go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Oh, don't break his ribs too. That's good though. That's good. I love the enthusiasm. There we go. Come on, come on, get back. He want to get involved. Little man want to save a life. I know we can't be loud. Clap it up for your captain. Right here, they're gonna show you how it's done. Show you how it's done. Big steps, power hop. All right, here we ready. Here we ready. Here we ready. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's work. Let's work. 1, 2, 3. Good work. Hopefully you all are able to see, even with obstacles in your way, you're able to stand for. Activate emergency response, right? It's an emergency. What does the C stand for? CPR, right? We just showed you. Put your hands on his chest. They say, well, should I breathe in the mouth? There's been a host of different studies, most recent one called the DART study. or a dispatch assist. If you want to, great, but we know that as long as you're compressing that chest and putting blood around, again, that should do well. And then what is A? We got a little bit, let me show you the AED. It's not a real AED. It is. All right, so if you all want, this ain't gonna go. All right, then we'll do the ultrasound after. Oh.
Connect electrodes.
All right, I got you. All right. Around the table, we'll do this with the ECG as well.
Electrodes.
No chair, baby. Come on, y'all ain't gonna be able to see from back there. I promise you, this ain't gonna shock you. Kids, y'all can come up and just spread around like this way over here, baby. Come over here. Come on. Spread around this way. Spread around this way. Around this way. Y'all taller ones, come around this way. Because the other ones behind, come around this way. Like that, yeah, like open that up. All right, so this isn't how it will look, but an AED is gonna be pretty simple, right? It's gonna tell you essentially to connect the electrodes. These are the electrodes. They're just two pads that go on the body, and see where it's telling you where to put them? And so if you just do what this says, right, it's telling me to put it right here, right? And it's telling me to put it right here. Now, why do you think it's telling me to put it in this positions? Why is those positions important? Why do you think? Yeah, because the heart sits right here, and what you're gonna do is send an electrical current through the body right through here to get the heart jump started, okay? And so once you connect the electrodes, we're gonna turn it on, and it'll give you step 1, 2. This one doesn't have the numbers on it, but it'll tell, all right? And it's gonna tell us what. Connect electrode.
Connect electrodes.
And then we're going to push it in. All right. And I have to connect those electrodes.
Connect.
All right.
Stand clear.
So stand clear. Everybody clear the table. So it's telling us to stand clear because now
Analyzing now.
it's analyzing
Stand
that rhythm.
clear.
And so what it's doing now is checking to see, is it a shockable rhythm? So it is a shockable rhythm. And so whenever it's a shockable rhythm, that means that it's got to shock the heart to get it back going normal. So right now,
Stand clear. Push shock button.
who wants to push it? Who wants to push it? Push it. Boom. It shocked it.
Start CPR.
So it got the heart back into a normal rhythm. Now you have to start CPR, right? And so once you do that, so that's how the AED works. So when you're out, or for my athletes, or for people that have brothers and sisters that are athletes, whenever you go to a playing field, whenever you go to an environment, your parents need to know where the AED is. More importantly, you need to know where the AED is. So that way, if something happens to your friend or something happens to you, you can say, hey, I know that the AED when we walk into the gym is over here. That, as an athlete, that's got to be something that because your health, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to perform. You're not going to be able to train. All right? Everybody good? Any questions on the AED? So we've done AED, we've done CPR. Yes, what you got?
Why are you not putting the three right to
Because these are just, well, right directly. Great question. So his question was, why not put it, because he knows that from everything he's seen, that the heart actually kind of sits right here. And he's saying, why not put it directly on the heart? Well, the old thought used to be, we'll put it directly on the heart and it'll get that charge. But remember, the heart has its own what? Built-in electrical system. So if you preferentially hit one part of the heart, then it might not involve enough of the heart to get it out of that abnormal rhythm. Versus if you shoot, and this is a electrical engineering word, if you shoot your vector through the entire meat of the heart, that's why it goes over here and over here, then it's going to capture more of that tissue and likely improve the likelihood that the person will go back into a normal rhythm. Make sense? All right, other questions? All right, so we've done AED, we've done CPR. You all know that process. See, you took the class. That's why you asked that. Well, well, we know earlier defibrillation leads to better outcomes. Defibrillation is what the AED does. But even after you defibrillate, so have you ever been reached somewhere and your finger you felt that little shock and it paused you for a second? That's what happens to your heart. So when that initial shock hits, the heart's like, what just happened to me? And it pauses. That's why CPR immediately after is important. So if you had the choice to only do one, don't. Try to do both, right? Because typically what happens is you're there before the AED is, so start CPR. Once the AED gets there, give them a quick shock, boom, and then resume CPR. Great question, though. What else we got? Man, y'all are great. So let's say you have a patient. They've gone down, and actually let's say this just happened to me on a Southwest flight. No cap, really. I was on a Southwest flight, and I was trying to get some work done, and then I heard those magical words that every doctor does not want to hear. Is there a doctor on board? God damn. And I'm like, and the girl next to me knew because she been looking, sir. I'm like, ma'am, you don't want. Boom, boom. And she hit he is. Right. No, I did. I said, yes, I am. Come back. So I get back there, and someone has collapsed. They're laying on the ground. They're unresponsive on an airplane. I think I was on a flight to D.C. So, of course, even though I was in relaxed mode, I had some I think I was drinking some chai tea. I was chilling out. I was listening to some lo-fi radio. I mean, I was good, but I had to snap out of it. Right? So, snapped out of it, and I'm like, okay, sir, are you okay? He wasn't responsive. So, of course, I said, hey, get your AED, get this. Does anyone, and he was on the plane by himself, so no history. So he couldn't tell me anything. No one could tell me. So I was about to start CPR, but then the nurse, I want to be flight attendant. I want to be PC, right? Okay. Flight attendant said, well, he stood up, got dizzy, and collapsed. So I said, okay, great. So common things being common, whenever we stand, there's a period, especially when we're on certain medications and our body matures, that the blood doesn't get to our brain. If you try to do anything before your body has what's called equilibrated, there's a likelihood that you're going to collapse. So I felt pretty confident. So we elevated his legs. He did have a pulse at that time, so no CPR. And as quickly as we elevated his legs, he started to come through. Hey, relax, sir. So then we went through the normal things, but I was ready to give CPR at that time. But
So if they have a pulse on a response to CPR, it's not.
the general consensus, just simplify it, yes. But you still should get the and are passed out. So syncope is basically an unexplained loss of consciousness. So if they have a pulse and you say, okay, they have a pulse, then and it's syncope, you still should start that emergency response process. Now, flying up 30,000 feet in the air, ain't no ambulance on the way. So we basically, once we got him to the ground, we were able to, but we basically set up a small little clinic. People moved seats. There were people sitting on laps, had his feet up. Once he came through, there was a lady that had a blood glucose monitor, so I wanted to make sure his blood sugar wasn't low. They had a blood pressure monitor. His blood pressure was normal. Now, granted, it sounds like this took a long time. This whole assessment took probably 2.5 minutes. Now, that's not the expectation for you all, but for me, I know what things have to happen quickly. Remember, I told you cardiology is about binary decisions, meaning you only have one or two choices. So if I would have checked him and he didn't have a pulse, what's my next step? Exactly, right? So let's say I'm doing CPR, he's not coming back, they get the AED, what's next? AED, right? It's a binary decision. If you do CPR and they don't come, either they come back or they don't. They don't come back, shock, right? Boom. Once we shock, if he doesn't have a pulse, what's next? CPR. Y'all got it. Y'all literally right now are doing the work of doctors and cardiologists. So there's, first responders, but y'all got the thought process. I like to elevate, you know what I'm saying? I like to elevate. So everybody understands? So once we get the patient back, it's important that we make sure that they don't have anything going on. So questions right there. What questions do you have, if any? And then we'll close out after that. I'll show you all, if it works, we'll outdo my son's heart because I don't want to find something that I got to fix. But, but I will. So this here is called the butterfly ultrasound. And so I won't say has revolutionized is a strong word, but it's literally this small, and I can do everything that I need to do from a heart standpoint, either on my phone or on my tablet. So let me see. I'm gonna see if I have. This is an iPad. It's the new mini. It's the iPad mini. All right. Let's see, come off of that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start that program. It's gotta initialize. But just to show you all how small it is, it uses a USB-C connector. Huh? It's coming on. Cellular data, download. There we go. So it's acting funny, but hopefully it'll show up. So what we could do is answer. So with Echo technology, let's see if it'll do what we need to do. Good. With Echo technology, you have to have some medium between the skin and the Echo probe, and so it's usually an Echo gel. Well, hold on one second. So it's usually an Echo gel. So you put this gel on the probe, and then you're able to do it. Let me see. It's not. It's loading too slow. Yeah, let me see if I can go to Wi-Fi. I know, you're gonna call 911. All right. Let me connect to Wi-Fi. What's the Wi-Fi here? All right, let me see if that'll be faster. Because it's initiating the program. Okay, accept, cool. Let's see how we're doing. All right, any other questions? And if you all, so this is the QR code to pretty much all of the content I had, whether it's the podcast, the YouTube channel, anything like that. That way you all can, see. This will be on the YouTube channel just because I think it's pretty cool. And it's loading fairly quickly, so we'll be able to see this. So my son is going to be our model, so to speak.
So we'll be able to see his heart?
Yes, you'll be able to see his heart. Yep, so let me get this. And you all are going to identify those chambers too of the heart. You're going to tell me, I can't take the jacket off, but yeah, you're going to have to. All right, so we got a little while. So what other questions? So is anybody interested in medicine or cardiology or anything like that? All right, you guys get connected with me in some capacity. I do a ton of mentorship. We do a ton of research. We do a ton of community engagement. I also have to, hey guys. The other thing that is free is the Association of Black Cardiologists also has a program. So I gotta come. The Wi-Fi is not allowing me to connect. Man, but that just means, it's the system. So if it doesn't get a quick ping, it won't let you do it because you can put patient information in there. Yeah. Because of the public network? Yeah. So that's why I didn't. Let me see. Let me see. We can do it again. Log in. Yeah, it's gonna keep doing it. Let me look at my. Let me see. All right. So other questions. You may not even have to go. Because it's acting. Let me see. Sweat. Good gracious. All right, here we go. Let me see. Let me see if it loads up. Oh, it popped up. Man, told you. Let me see. Told you they keep it super secure. Come on. All right. All right, so the first shot that we'll take is stand like right here because I need to see the screen a little bit. Right there, thanks. Let's see. There it is right there. So you see that thing moving? That's called his mitral valve. So his mitral valve is that area right there. And so this view that I'm in right now is what's called the parasternal long axis. Let me see, I'll get it back. And so literally you just put this on the heart and you're able to kind of see it open and close right there. Now another view, now most times when people are getting this, they're laying down, and for him, it's easy to see he doesn't have a lot of other tissue, but there's a valve right there. You see that thing moving on the corner right there? Mm-hmm. All right, so array. So it looks at the tissue, and what you can do is right here, we get some more gel. Chamber view, where we can see all 4 chambers. Lean up against here. Just lean up against there. The shot again. So that thing you see moving on the screen right there. And so that's his mitral valve right there. Open it up normally. Right? And then when you go this way, you can see different parts of the heart moving. And so that's literally the goal. And that's as easy as it is. And you all have already, understand the parts of the heart. And so I'm trying to move this here. So there. And so what we do is we use this to kind of identify different parts. It seems hard, but once you kind of look at it enough, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And you all see that thing flipping and that? That's another heart valve. So we've identified 3 of the 4 heart valves. Now, if I had another pair of hands, I can show you how we show direction on a heart valve. Let me see. So we go here. So one thing might be assistant. There we go. So I'm going to show you color. The reason why we do color, so you all see it has a blue and red. Mm-hmm. So means that it's moving away from the probe. Red means it's going toward the probe. So when you look here, he's got a couple different jets, right? And so this jet is, you see that red flush direction, and you can see that jet is going straight up and moving toward the probe. So that jet is actually what's called his aortic valve, meaning when that aortic valve opens, it's pushing blood out to the body. So you can turn back that way so they can see that. And then the other thing that I like about this, we're going to turn color off, and then we'll use another technology called M mode. Now, M mode's a little different in the sense where what M mode does is it literally shoots a high frequency sound wave through the tissue. And this is literally, you see how it has those, what looks like hills? That's basically his heart wall moving. And so we can measure the thickness of his heart wall, the depth of his heart wall, so a ton of different things. Now what I want you to do is take a deep breath and blow out. And just hold it. Just hold it right there. And you can see how his heart shifted up and moved because his lungs shifted. You can breathe now. Right? So now we'll come out of M mode. All right, and that's as easy as it is to see. So did y'all see how easy that was? So y'all know the chambers. Let me see. He still got the gel on. Now, this is how y'all know. Yeah. Because twisted a little bit here. View right there, if you can so lean it down for him. So that's my mitral valve. Circle. And that valve in the middle, this is called a short axis view, so I'm cutting the heart in half essentially. See all those heart walls, right around there, and it looks like it's squeezing like this, right? So you can trust I am not a zombie. So I'll try to get a view where you can see all 4 chambers. Come under there, right there. There you go. So so it's tough to see, but you see there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 chambers right there, separated by the heart valve. Everybody got it? How many people want to see if they can find the heart on him? Since you're here, you may as well let him take a look. All right, everybody get a chance to test him, and then we'll close it out. All right. As a matter of fact, get a chair. You don't have to. Can't do it to you. If you don't want to, you just find. Yeah. All right, slide right here. that's a good one. All right, here you go. So who wants to, go ahead. All you gotta do is put it right there. You can move it around a little bit. Here, hold it, gotta add a little bit of pressure. You see how that pressure I'm holding? There you go. There you go. So now you can move the probe around a little bit. You wanna keep that area in frame. Now typically there are technicians that do this, and then whenever you see that it's not opening up, right, you tilt it one way or the other, right? And you can see that the heart is there. Now if you tilt this way or that way, you get more of the heart or less of the heart. All right? So there you go. That's all you got to do right there. All right? All right, who's next? All right? All you got to do is just hold that right there. You're getting it right there. So that's his heart. So you got to keep it up there. You got to add some pressure to it. You got it, young man. Look at that. You're a heart doctor now. You can come help me at work. All right? Yeah. We're going to apprenticeship. All right, come on. Here you go. Good. He took it. He's going to make it harder. Let me see if you can find it. You got to push. Push on him. Look at that. Look what you just did. You just knocked it out, man. Good job. All right. There you go. You got to push it. Push it up there. Oh, you got a nice picture. Look at that. You see that? And watch what happens. If you move it this way, that way, all right, there you go. All right, good job. And just push it up there, right? And that's it. There you go. And you can move around a little bit, and it's not painful to the patient at all or anything like that. That's all it is, man. Good. Well, all right. Well, hopefully, all right. Well, like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to kind of talk with you all about heart health, and you can certainly reach out if you want any information, mentorship, or anything like that. We'll get you taken care of. I will turn it back over to our president, and we'll be good to go. Mic him back up. You got to close him out, right? There you go. Oh, second one, just that way.
And then you'll have all the kids come and take a picture, okay?
Right now, so thank you.
Mr. Bats to do it.
Ask Mr. Bass to do what? Take a picture?
Yeah, but say thank you and have everybody give them a hand clap first.
I'm gonna sit down. Where's the computer? Hey. All right, that's crazy. Okay, so thank you to Mr. Bass. Let's give Mr. Bass a round of applause. Thank you. So, Mrs. Thomas from Essence Prep, a local charter school. This is who we're donating the shoes to. Can we all come?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ms. Thomas. I am a second year charter on the east side of San Antonio, are of Black and brown. And so before we sit outside, I know there's a lot of things here, but we, Essence Prep, we operate in addition to the east side. We try to make sure that we're giving him, and he is a college grad. He's gonna be a college graduate in 2020.
Would all the nsbe members, the students, come up so we can take a group picture with Mrs. Thomas?
Yeah, I'll get right here, put my head in.
Yes, ma'am.
flat back. 1, 2, 3.
SB.
Okay, hold up, stay up here. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey, y'all stay up here. Dr. Batts, could we get a picture with you as well? Oh, he right there. On Mr. Batts too. We took one with Dr. Batts. Oh yeah. Do we have any more questions? Do we have?
Students, parents.
Are you having any more donations around?
Quiet down, please.
That would be great. We take donations year round. Again, service all families, social economic background. I was I know at the beginning of the school year when we open our doors, like the issue of transportation, about Uber vouchers, their cars don't work. Instead of that obstacle, Uber vouchers, they college have snacks in the afternoon, have after school programs that's totally family. So make sure a lot of that as far as snacks, make sure we try to cut out any barrier to for the Thanksgiving break. We're gonna try to send home like a grocery like kit with family for the Christmas break. Christmas break compared to the 1 week for Thanksgiving. Right now we're in a temporary into our permanent building off of 14 around. We'll have a washer and dryer. We'll have schools that way. That's another area we're trying to break from families have to miss out on what they need.
Any more questions? Okay. And this meeting is adjourned at. Oh no. Yes. Second. Okay, this meeting is adjourned.